Hello, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. Orlando Ruiz Jr. In honor of Black History Month and due to the recent passing of one of the greatest actors of all time, Mr. Sidney Poitier, I apologize if I massacred that last name. This man was in some great films. I haven't seen all of them, but the few I have seen, he's excellent in every one of them, whether it was The Defiant Ones or A Raisin in the Sun or the other one I watched, To Sir with Love. I watched that a couple years ago and very much enjoyed it. And he even pops up in comedies with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, like Mean Streak, and uh, showed up in a late '90s action movie with Richard Gere and Bruce Willis, The Jackal. So this man worked for a long time, and I think he's gonna be forever missed uh, by audiences for years to come. Because everybody is gonna discover this man's legacy through his old films eventually. He has such a great and lengthy body of work. So, this is one of his many great films, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? And it's a great love story. Two people meet and they only know each other for a very brief period, but they already know they want to marry each other. So, it's time to meet the parents, basically. And so, basically, imagine Meet the Parents, but in 1967. But instead of Ben Stiller, it's you know somebody, a person of color. So that would be a different movie altogether. And this is the most honest depiction, I think, as far as what that would be in 1967. And this was a movie that came out at a time when studios really didn't want to release material like this because of the risk involved. And this, the director Stanley Kramer really had to sort of fight to get this film made. And I'm really, thank God, I'm so glad that he was able to actually win his battles with the studio. And we got this film. This is a great story, and to watch this to this day, if you're someone that can put yourself in the shoes of whether it's Spencer Tracy or the young couple. You can see as two parents. The parents are Spencer Tracy and Katherine Hepburn, who are terrific in the film. You can see how two parents would be upset knowing that their daughter, who is played by Katherine Hepburn's real life niece in the film, Catherine Houghton, I believe she was a beginning actress, so she's really great for a person that wasn't a professional actress. She was cast because of her resemblance to her great aunt. But you really do come at this watching it through the perspectives of all parties involved, because two parents really would object to somebody that's only known to their daughter, just for 10 days, and even whether it's 1967 or 2022, that's, I think, something every parent would consider. On top of that, you know, this movie does take place in 1967, and this is an interracial, uh, couple. So this is something that the father is very much, something that's weighing on him. And at some point during this meeting, halfway through the film, him and his wife need to take a drive and get away, just because this whole situation is really sort of turning his whole world upside down. And his daughter sort of championed him to her fiance, that he wasn't going to be what his the fiance was expecting, that he was a person that fought for other people, that was a liberal himself, and believed in uh, the idea of people uh, getting along, basically. And so when he's actually faced with all of that, and it's all thrown back at him, and he has to actually sort of own up to it. It's very interesting to see his reaction. The parents' reactions here are just they just feel so genuine, which makes the acting so great when you're to watch as these two legends just really show why they were such greats to begin with. I know I that from watching many of Katherine Hepburn's early films, having watched Bringing Up Baby, she's fantastic in that. Um, the African Queen, she's great. The Philadelphia Story, terrific in that. I have to admit, I haven't really seen anything with Spencer Tracy other than this film, but he's terrific in this. So yeah, I'm sure that he's great in his early stuff. I'm actually noticed a lot of it on HBO Max. There's a lot of great old films on Turner Classic Movies in the section they have there on HBO Max. So I noticed quite a few Katherine Hepburn, Spencer Tracy movies. I understand they were in quite a bit of films together, like I don't know, like a dozen films together. So they were one of those sort of movie couples that people were probably very fond of. But they're great in this film, so it's pretty cool that they came back to reunite in the late 60s for another film. And, this is just such a great love story. Um, there is a point in the film where the fiance tells the father, his, his fiance's father, he says, I don't want to go through with it unless I have your blessing. And I think that really right there, he sort of um, understands, this is someone that is to sort of be respected. He really earns his respect early on in the film through just finding out how, educated and he is and how just well um accomplished he is. He's a very well accomplished individual and has all sorts of degrees and is like, uh, I guess some kind of a very I don't some kind of doctor. I can't remember exactly what kind of doctor, but the kind of person that is sort of taking care of people in charity type of situations, like abroad. Like uh, can't remember exactly, but basically somebody that's out there doing good. And I think he recognizes that, and he sees past his, you know, skin color and sees what a good person this man is. But at the same time, this man is so conflicted because that prejudice is there, and you can see he's fighting it throughout the film, and it's quite you know entertaining to see done in comedic fashion, which makes it sort of more palatable, but still very realistic in a way. You're watching this, and it feels like a real situation caught on film. Just and that's just due to the great acting. So this is definitely a movie to watch, not just for the great screenplay and the great directing, but the acting here is some of the best considering the parties. Like I said, Spencer Tracy, Katherine Hepburn, and of course the great Sidney Poitier, who we recently lost. Sorry, I keep mastering that last name. There's still so many movies of his I gotta watch. I still want to watch In the Heat of the Night. Um, I still want to watch. I saw another one. Uh, saw a few titles, can't remember now, but I wrote them down. I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna watch the more classic films I watch, the more I'm gonna talk about them because there's still so many I have to watch. I haven't seen them all, but you know, who knows? Maybe by the time I'm 70, and there probably still won't be. There'll probably still be a lot of films for me to watch. There's so many, but I think that does it for this movie. Go ahead and look for this on streaming. It's got to be out there. I'm pretty sure I saw this somewhere, but it is February, so if you're looking out for a great love story, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. It's very very heartwarming, genuinely touching film with great characters and great themes that are very important. This film was very socially aware. It definitely knew it was um, at the time something that wasn't very common, but very necessary. And Stanley Kramer, the director, I applaud him for getting this out there, and you could tell that this was made with a lot of love and care, especially um, just when you see the end result. It's a great film, 4 stars. So yeah, they definitely have the hard copies. Hard copies are out there. That's the Blu-ray. That's the great Sidney Poitier right there. All right, somebody's starting up their car outside. Okay, I know I spent an epic amount of time on this film, but I'm gonna go and get the rest of my night going. I have other things to talk about. Till next time, please like, share, subscribe. Look out for the next video. Comment. I don't see anybody commenting on anything. I don't know what's wrong with people. Comment. I don't give a shit. Go ahead. Tell me I suck. I know I do. Oh, somebody's getting home. I think it's my wife. I hear the engine. All right. That means I got to wrap it up. Take care. Bye-bye.